You know that sound. It's maybe one of the most familiar sounds on Earth. But what if it's not just noise? What if I told you that every single bark is actually part of a code, a really complex language that's been evolving for thousands of years, just for us? I mean, for centuries, we've loved our dogs, right? We've lived with them, we listen to them all the time. But do we really get them? So today, we're going to peel back the layers on that everyday sound, the bark, and we're going to uncover the pretty startling science of what your dog is actually trying to tell you. Okay, so where does the story even begin? Well, it's not actually with the dog. It's with its ancestor, the wolf. See, domestication, it did so much more than just change how dogs look. It completely rewired their voice. It took a simple alarm call and turned it into this incredibly sophisticated messaging system. And the difference is, honestly, it's striking. If you look at a wolf, their barks are pretty rare. They're low, they're noisy, basically just for confrontational, agonistic encounters. But then you look at a domestic dog. Something amazing happened. By evolving alongside us, their barks just exploded with acoustic diversity. It gave them this whole new way to express a huge range of feelings, from fear all the way to joy. A wolf would have to use growls or howls to do all that. So the big question is, how? How do they do it? Well, it all boils down to three key acoustic elements. Think of them like the basic letters of their alphabet. And as you can see here, there are some universal rules. You hear low-pitched, noisy barks coming fast, that's almost always aggression. But a high-pitched, clear, more musical bark spaced out, that's signaling fear or maybe even despair. The key takeaway here is that these are not random sounds. They are structured signals, packed with real emotional data. Okay, so the code is real. It's there in the sound, but can we read it? That's the real question, isn't it? And the answer is, not just yes, but it almost seems like we were born to do it.
I mean, just think about this for a second. Study after study has shown that it doesn't matter if you're a little kid or a grown-up, whether you've had dogs your whole life or you've never even petted one. People can reliably tell the difference between an aggressive bark and a fearful one. This isn't something we learn, it's something much, much deeper. It's almost like a shared acoustic heritage.
And this incredible ability actually has a name. Scientists call it interspecific empathy. It's basically the bridge that connects our mind to theirs. But here's the thing, that bridge isn't a one-way street. The message isn't just in the sound the dog sends out, it's also in how our own bodies are built to receive it. This is where the story gets really wild. So we've cracked the acoustic code. We know we have this built-in ability to hear the emotion. But it turns out the message we receive can actually be altered. And not by the dog, but by the chemistry happening inside our own brains. You see, hearing isn't just a passive thing. It's an active process, and it's being shaped in real time by our biology. Specifically, by one very powerful hormone. So let's check out this incredible experiment. Researchers got a group of men together. They gave half of them a placebo, and the other half got a dose of oxytocin. You've probably heard of it. It's often called the love or bonding hormone. Then they had them listen to a bunch of dog barks and rate what they were hearing emotionally. Now, you might think the oxytocin would just make everything sound, I don't know, nicer, friendlier, but nope, that is not what happened at all. And the results was pretty mind-blowing. Check out this chart. For those low-pitched barks, the ones we know are coded for aggression, the group that got the oxytocin, they rated them as way more aggressive than the placebo group did. So oxytocin didn't block out the negative emotion, it actually made them hypersensitive to it. So get this, the bonding hormone isn't just about warm fuzzy feelings. It's about paying closer attention. It literally dials up our sensitivity, fine-tuning our brains to better pick up on potential threats or warnings that our dogs are trying to send us. It's like our own biology is priming us for this exact conversation. All right, so we've looked at the sound, we've looked at us as a listener, and we've looked at the chemistry. Now it's time to go right to the source, the incredible, complex wiring of the dog's brain. You know, for the first time ever, we can actually see the wiring inside a living dog's brain, and we can do it completely non-invasively. The technology is called diffusion tensor imaging, or DTI, and what it does is create this amazing map of the brain's information superhighways, all the pathways connecting different regions that make thought and communication even possible. And as we go deeper, looking at these different slices of the brain, you can start to see how everything connects. Look at this. You can see the pathways for processing sound and the ones for processing emotion starting to crisscross and intersect.
This is not a random jumble of wires. This is a mind that is structurally, physically built for social and emotional communication.
And right here, this is the final piece of the puzzle. These pathways aren't just floating around. They plug directly into the limbic system, that really ancient part of the brain that's the seat of raw emotion. So that bark we hear, it's the final sound produced by this incredibly complex neural orchestra.
So what you're looking at now is the result of all that incredible work. It's a comprehensive white matter atlas created from the brain scans of 30 different healthy dogs, all averaged together. You could call this a modern Rosetta Stone. For the very first time, scientists have a standard, reliable map to navigate the canine mind. It helps us understand not just how they think, but also how to study diseases that, well, affect both of us.
Okay, let's just recap. We have the code hidden in the sound. We have our own empathetic ear. We have our own sensitive brain chemistry. And now we have a map of their mind. When you put all those pieces together, there's really only one conclusion you can come to. And his quote from the researchers really just says it all, doesn't it? The bark as we know it today, with all its nuance and complexity, it's not some ancient wolf call. It's a pretty new invention, really. A signal that was fine-tuned over thousands of years for one specific audience, us. So what does this all mean? It means the bark is more than just a sound. It's a testament to probably the most successful interspecies partnership in the history of the planet. It's this biological marvel of coevolution, a sound literally shaped by their need to speak and our unique ability to listen. It's a shared language written in sound waves and decoded by empathy.
We're really at this incredible moment in time, aren't we? Armed with all this new science, we can start to move beyond just being owners and maybe become true conversation partners. Science has handed us the dictionary and the map. So the only real question left for us is, now that we can finally, truly understand them, what are we going to say back?